How are you? Hope you're doing well. Yesterday, just a little sidebar, yesterday was the riot or insurrection at the Capitol by domestic terrorists. And fortunately, our democracy is still intact. And clearly, the division and the cracks in our country and the vulnerability of our democracy was put into stark display. 4 lives were lost so far that we've been told. I think 14 police officers were injured and over 50 rioters were arrested. Clearly many more should have been, and hopefully will be in the coming weeks and months, if not days. But, you know, talking to friends and family about this, clearly everyone's very worried and concerned. And I'm not saying I'm not, I won't say I'm worried. Certainly there are huge risks. There are huge risks for the entire world because America is the global leader. And it's important that we take that role very seriously and that we remain the light to the world. But in talking to, you know, you can't be worried personally. You're not in any physical danger. You're not in any, there's no threat to you currently, right? Here I am, here you are, we're in our homes or wherever we are. If you're watching this, I'm safe right now, you're probably safe right now, and you may be worried, and you know, and if you are, just try to think about what you're worried about and what that expending any energy on that emotion is doing for you. Is that a productive emotion? You know, I try to put my energy into this was terrible and tragic, but it shows us where things need to be fixed, right? The cracks and the brokenness is where the light comes through. So now we can see, okay, so clearly security needs to be better around the Capitol, and our lawmakers need to be more careful with their words and not support people who are riling up insurrection and are threatening our democracy. And we can't do that or they can't do that because or they think that they can control that person, and these things haven't been done before, or at least in our lifetimes. So it doesn't occur to people that they're within the realm of possibility. Well, no one thought that 9/11 was in the realm of possibility before it happened. And our democracy in our country is very young. It is very important. It's our freedoms and our rights and our liberties are very important. And you know, I think those rioters thought that they were fighting for that, but they weren't. They were a threat to it, and they were a threat to all of us. And our democracy is very, very fragile, and we need to protect it at all costs. I'm glad that the Electoral College count continued. I honestly didn't think that our politicians and lawmakers had the gonads to go through with that. So I'm glad that I was wrong. And I hope that this really fuels a spark in them to remind them that this is not a game. This is a very fragile, especially a very fragile time for this country, because with COVID and just the other powers in the world, namely China, increasing in power and seemingly us decreasing in power. It's not a time that we should be so divided, and it's not a time that we should really take for granted what we have here. So the reason why I bring this all up, I'm not trying to lecture anyone or tell anyone what to think or what party to like or not like. I'm trying to tell you to try to look at the bright side and the positive out of this, is that, we can be stronger from this. We can come together from this. We can heal from this. And, if this didn't happen, quite possibly there wouldn't have been decent security at the inauguration, and something much worse could have happened. And could something terrible also happen then? Yes, it could. And it possibly will. And will these occurrences happen more frequently in the future? Yes, they could. But now, hopefully, our government and the security forces that are supposed to protect us will be more vigilant in identifying, prosecuting, and preventing these things, because they're not okay. They wouldn't be okay. They definitely wouldn't have been okay if these were people of color doing these. I didn't see any. Everyone I saw was white. I didn't look at everyone in the crowd, so I don't know. But yeah, that's all I'm saying is, we need to understand that threatening people are a threat, regardless of what they look like. And we need to take those threats seriously. And that's a positive for the future, because that will make us all safer. So try not to worry. Wherever you are, you're safe. Democracy is intact, and we will be better for this and stronger for this. So anyway, I talked about that way too long. Let's talk about the pain stream. Here we go. What's interesting though is that, a country can go through the same types of things that you can go through if you're hurting from relationships or in your personal life, right? The country is doing the same thing. We as a collective citizenry, we're going through the same thing. And so it's interesting to watch those dynamics and how they can parallel our individual relationships. Well, another interesting thing is that I was in yoga the other day, and there's a new instructor at the studio that I go to, and she's much harder than all the rest, and I love that. But some people don't. But she said, there's a reason. She said, you feel how you feel right now? That's called growth, right? When we're in chair, she keeps us there, and every time we go in chair, she starts to tell a story, like, she's gonna keep us here forever. Nothing's keeping us there. We're just doing it because we're there, and she's challenging us, and we're accepting the challenge, right? No one's forcing us. You can get up and get out of chair, but a lot of people don't want to do that in front of other people, which is why you go to a studio rather than do it in your house. Because it challenges you and it pushes you, because you don't want to get out of chair when everyone else is still in chair. You don't want to be that person. So some people don't like that, because if they can't do it, then they have to get out of chair, and it makes them feel bad about themselves. But that's the ego. If you just keep doing it, you'll eventually be able to do it for as long as she's talking. So anyway, she says, that feeling that you're feeling right now, and clearly we're all in pain and shaking, and she said that's growth. And there's a reason that we don't call it, that we call it growing pains and not growing pleasures. I said, that's great. Ain't no such thing as a growing pleasure. Faux show. So here we go. Your worst days are never so bad that you are beyond the reach of God's grace. And your best days are never so good that you are beyond the need of God's grace. Jerry Bridges, The Navigators. I don't know what The Navigators is. I don't know if that's a movie. It doesn't say. I tell you the truth. My Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. Until now, you have not asked for anything in my name. Ask and you will receive, and your joy will be complete. John 16:23-24. I have told you these things so that in my name, I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world. Interesting and appropriate. John 16:33. Now this is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. John 17:3. They are not of the world, even as I am not of it. Sanctify them by the truth. Your word is truth. John 17:16-17. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message, that all of them may be one. Father, just as you are in me and I am in you. John 17:20-21. Jesus said, my kingdom is not of this world. There's no passage for that. I don't know where that is. You are right in saying I am a king. In fact, for this reason I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me. John 18:37. And finally, the will of God will never take you where the grace of God will not protect you. Boom. Simon Tugwell, Tugwell. And, just one final note, I want to say that, I believe in God. I believe in something. I don't necessarily know that I believe in the God as any religion tells me to, but what I believe for me is that there is there is some source that we all come from, that we are all connected to, and therefore we are all connected to each other, and that same source sees us all the same, and that those people who stormed the Capitol, and you may see them as terrible and terrorists, and I don't condone what they did, but they are our brothers and sisters, and they are not separate from us. They are us. We're all one. So that's the part, if you look at humanity as a body, that's the part of the body that's maybe a little sick right now. And if you are on their side and you feel like there are other people who are part of the problem, and maybe they are too, and that they're a sick part of the whole body. Okay, I mean, we're all broken, but healing those parts rather than trying to cut them off and destroy them is how we heal and get better. If your hand was hurting and not working, you would try to make it better. You wouldn't just cut it off. So, or pound it with a hammer, lock it in a cage. I don't have definitive answers. All I'm saying is, more understanding that we have in the world for each other brings more understanding, more love, more light, and more peace. So peace to you, always. Peace out.